Imagine a vessel so technologically advanced, so profoundly beautiful, that it was declared unsinkable. Now, imagine that same vessel, on its maiden voyage, sinking to the cold, black depths of the Atlantic in less than 3 hours. That's the stunning contradiction at the heart of the Titanic. How could the ultimate symbol of human ingenuity become the ultimate symbol of human hubris? Stick with us, because the true history of the Titanic is a ghost story, a love story, and a stunning documentary of Gilded Age arrogance, all rolled into one. Welcome to The Object Historian. Every day, we walk past objects, from the mundane to the monumental, oblivious to the decades, sometimes centuries, of hidden stories they hold. Today, our object is not a single item, but a 46,000-ton behemoth of steel and luxury, the RMS Titanic. It's more than just a famous disaster. It's a time capsule. We think we know the story: iceberg, disaster, movie. But what about the secrets embedded in its rivets, the untold lives of the people who sailed on her, and the crucial moments behind the scenes of the Titanic that sealed its fate? We're not just retelling a tragedy. We're uncovering the forgotten Titanic origin story, from the shipyards of Belfast to the ocean floor. Before it was a wreck, the Titanic was a wonder. Its invention wasn't just about building a big ship. It was about building a floating palace that symbolized the peak of industrial power. Harland and Wolff Shipyard in Belfast constructed not one, but 3 sister ships: the Olympic, the Titanic, and the Britannic. The Titanic was to be the flagship of the White Star Line, a defiant declaration against their rivals, Cunard. They called her practically unsinkable. Why? Because of an innovative design feature: 16 watertight compartments. The theory was that even if 4 of these compartments flooded, the bulkheads would seal off the damage, and the ship would stay afloat. It was a massive leap in naval engineering. But the luxury was the real selling point. Forget your cruise ship buffets. On board the Titanic, you had a Turkish bath, a heated swimming pool, a genuine rarity for the time, a squash court, and a Parisian-style cafe. The first-class cabins were designed by the finest interior decorators, mimicking the style of the Palace of Versailles or Grand English Country Estates. This wasn't transportation. It was a 5-star hotel that moved. This deep dive into the history of the Titanic shows that it was intended as a moving monument to wealth and power. To truly understand the Titanic's journey, we have to look past the velvet and crystal and into the stark reality of 1912 class division. The ship was a perfect microcosm of society, separated into 3 distinct, almost entirely unmixing worlds. First class was the domain of the super-rich, the tycoons, and the celebrities. People like John Jacob Astor Thorve, one of the richest men in the world, Isidor Straus, co-owner of Macy's, and Benjamin Guggenheim, a mining magnate. Their tickets cost up to $4,350, which is over $120,000 today. But below them, both literally and figuratively, was third class. These were primarily immigrants: the Irish, the Scandinavian, and the Lebanese, seeking a new life in America. Their accommodations were simple, multi-berth cabins, and their meals were basic. The crucial difference? Third-class passengers were segregated on the lower decks and had very limited access to the boat deck. Their ticket was an investment, a lifeline to a dream. The crew, another massive, often forgotten group, numbered over 800 people. They included stokers shoveling coal into the massive furnaces, stewards catering to every need of the wealthy, and the 6 lookout men, the eyes of the ship, whose oversight would prove catastrophically consequential. This layered reality is a key part of the history and events that shape our world. The sinking wasn't just a collision, it was a perfect storm. a cascading failure of human errors, rushed decisions, and bad luck. This is the part of the Titanic documentary that few realize is critical. Failure 1. The warnings. The night of the sinking, April 14, 1912, the Titanic received multiple ice warnings from other ships, at least 6. Captain Edward Smith, eager to set a record for the fastest crossing and confident in his unsinkable ship, largely ignored them, maintaining a near maximum speed of about 22 knots. Failure 2. The binoculars. An unbelievable but true part of the Titanic invention story is that the lookouts, Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee, had no binoculars. They were inadvertently left behind in Southampton, and the crewman who had the key to the locker wasn't on the maiden voyage. This simple oversight meant the lookouts had to rely on the naked eye, a deadly disadvantage on a moonless, eerily calm night. When Fleet finally spotted the iceberg at 11:40 p.m., it was too late. The first officer attempted a sharp turn and reversed the engines, the wrong maneuver, as it exposed the side of the hull to the iceberg's submerged shelf, causing 6 of the 16 compartments of the Titanic ship to be breached. This was 2 more than the ship could handle. The Unsinkable was now mathematically doomed. Failure 3. The lifeboats. It wasn't about saving money, it was about aesthetics. They didn't want the deck cluttered. In the end, only about 700 people survived. This failure alone illustrates why the Titanic is one of the most tragic inventions that changed the world. By teaching a brutal lesson, the world was stunned. The Unsinkable sank, and the resulting inquiries led to massive, immediate changes in maritime safety laws, including mandatory 24-hour radio watch and a requirement for every ship to carry enough lifeboats for all people on board. But the ship itself was lost. For over 70 years, the wreck of the Titanic remained a ghost story, a mystery lying somewhere in the vast, unforgiving darkness of the North Atlantic, 2.4 miles down. The technology to find it simply didn't exist, and many believed it was unrecoverable. The pivotal moment in the Titanic documentary occurred in 1985. A joint French-American expedition, led by oceanographer Dr. Robert Ballard, finally located the wreck using a remotely operated underwater vehicle, or ROV, called Argo. What they found shattered a long-held belief. The ship had not sunk whole. It had broken into 2 main pieces, separated by over 1/3 of a mile. The iconic image of the bow, covered in decades of rusticles and decay, was a chilling reminder of the disaster. The rediscovery didn't just find a ship, it sparked a new cultural obsession, leading to everything from blockbuster films to a complex ethical debate about salvaging artifacts from a mass grave. This history of the Titanic cemented its place in our collective memory. The Titanic is more than just a wreck. It's a monument to the dangerous dance between human ambition and nature's unforgiving power. We began with a contradiction, and we end with a realization. This common item, this simple vessel, holds the weight of an entire era. It teaches us about class, complacency, and the cold, hard fact that no amount of wealth or technology can truly make anything or anyone unsinkable. The Titanic is a reminder that the greatest cautionary tales are often hidden beneath the polished surfaces of the most remarkable inventions that changed the world. We want to know your thoughts. Which untold story from the Titanic origin do you find the most shocking? Let us know in the comments below. If you were captivated by the secrets behind the scenes of the Titanic and want to continue uncovering the unbelievable stories that shape our world, then you absolutely must subscribe to The Object Historian. The world is full of forgotten histories, and we'll be here to bring you the next one. Until then, stay curious.